Dear Israel, a lot's been on my mind lately. Shalom, this is Heaven. A lot's been going on in life, and I just want to just clear my mind a bit. Just making a video. Just want to keep, you updated that we're fine, and God bless. We've been making it through, and I hope you guys been doing well out there. I know times is tough right now, especially with everything that is going on. It's crazy. It's like so much stuff is happening. I can't even keep up with it. From all those crazy fires in Israel and wars, strikes, and threats, and everything that's going on, new laws, and everything is just going haywire and crazy. It almost seems like, the world is in utter chaos. But I guess that's how we know it's the end. It's going to be a lot of stress, struggle, and destruction. Uh, Also, salvation for the righteous. And I really believe within my heart. I want to say I know, but you can never say that you know anything 100%. But I really believe that deliverance is close. I mean, really look at it. Like, it just seems like all the signs are really pointing to it. We can't say, what any other stuff is in the sky. So I'm not saying it's, ships to come, like motherships to come pick us up or anything. I don't know what a lot of it is. And I really want to make videos on all of this stuff. But, I've been going really slow on making videos. I wish and I pray that hopefully one day I'll be like my dad where I can just put them out constantly. Even though I do know it probably won't be every single day. But if it was just every other day, that would be satisfying to me. And just, keeping up with the little bit that I have been, I'm grateful for, but I can do a lot better. And Israel, my personal thoughts is a lot of us can do a lot better. I really always believe that, you know, men should always be given the word and the message, but God arranges all affairs, and He arranged it the way He placed it for a reason. And before my father passed, He wanted all of His kids to, you know, keep up His legacy, or a lot of us, and we're doing. We need to do better, especially myself. I would just want to let you know that we are okay, but life has been, really busy. So, times to me, and like other people say online, it just seems like days and nights have been really short. So it's hard to get, like, squeeze everything in. But as much as I can, I really just want to start squeezing these videos in. But dang, we like in the middle of the month already. Like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, not month, but year. Sorry, wait, a year. It seemed like, time is just like zooming past. And it's like hard to fit. There's so much stuff that I personally just want to do in my life. And, good goals of things that I want to accomplish, things that, I just want to be helpful. Because I've always dreamed and wished that I'd be useful, like both my parents. Because to me, my mother and my father has been very, very, very helpful to people. My mother's like helped a lot of people, and you know in their own ways. And whether talking, whether giving, whether just being there for the person, always being the one that people could depend on, or ask for help, and giving the warning, giving the message. I really appreciate my parents even being here for us, all of their kids here, and they've really taken care of us well. My parents were really good parents, and I'm really grateful because everybody doesn't have that. And you should be grateful for whatever you have, because whatever you have that's good in your life, someone else is always doing far worse. Even that, you can't think of anything. Well, think of, that you're breathing, right? Think of, if it's not that, think of that you're seeing. And if it's not that, thinking that you can hear this video. And why that's a big thing. First of all, God gave you, the ability to be able to hear it. Everyone doesn't have that. And then you're hearing a good word, or hearing someone out there still believing in God. And what I'm saying by this is, it doesn't matter your gift, You should be grateful for it. You may not be like the next person. You may not have it all, or it may be a particular thing you want that you don't have. But be grateful and then know that God can bestow it on you. Don't give up faith, because a lot of us do. But, who are we to give up faith on a God that can do anything? Are we just not, believing right? We call ourselves believers, but we don't even believe in a God that has power over everything. We tend to put our faith in medicines and doctors and police and the government and yada yada yada. President, we should put our faith in God. And I know a lot of people, you make enemies when you say God, 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 but I don't fear. That's what I believe in is God, the Most High. And, you know, I believe that we should use our gifts to help, support and the cause of God and support each other. I believe we should really help, uplift each other, help, to keep each other together. I believe there's people out there, even on this channel sometimes, if I'll be real. I believe there's people who's, lying, watching, and waiting for our downfall to try to make us divided, who's talking behind each other's backs. And even though these are bad habits that we've learned, we really need to stop. Even in slavery, you pit one against the other, you know. The darkest against lightest, whatever it may be. But now it's just whoever against whoever, in a sense of when it comes to us, children of God, Israel, a lot of us, we seem to have a hard time getting along, staying on the land together. And that saddens me. Yeah, that is really heartbreaking because I believe that if we came together, we would be a powerful force. But what's holding us down is a lot of bad, ugly, negative ways we learn to, hitting each other, against each other. Like, oh, you're not black because, you're this light. You're not black because, this and that, you're not, considered, the chosen Israel or anything because, you know, this is different things. Your father, is white and your mother is black, or your mother is white and your father is black. When I believe, and it don't even have to be white and black, it would be black and another color. But then it seems like people still, think, think like this. And what it is it causes us a division when we all treated the same, when we all, been through hardships. And I don't mean the ones who ran from hardships, those who, you know, lived their life, as another race and then try to pretend like they're us. No, I'm talking about the ones who actually struggled, those who knew who they were, all along. And, I believe that we should come together. And even if it doesn't happen, God is going to do it anyways one day. He's going to probably make us solve all of our issues. And this is my personal belief. And God is going to make us believe in, one religion where we all agree. And if we don't, we probably end up getting destroyed. Those who just want to make problems, those who just want to scandal, backbite. And I just want to say, Israel, to stop doing that. And to me, I believe, all of us, from men to women is a big problem. But women, I'm just being honest, as a woman, I know other women. Stop backbiting. Stop making things more than it is. Stop trying to make people enemies. We don't need any of that. Just grow up. And I just mean to the men and women, just grow up. Just stop trying to divide us. We're all together. And anyone who's trying to divide us as a family, Raps family, we are not divided. We are together. I'm sorry, honey, but we are together. As long as, we do us right. And which we are. We struggle. We have our imperfections, but if God wills, you're not about to part us. And you're not about to part me from any other believers, on this channel or anywhere else on the world. God is going to join us together and you won't win through. So yeah, I don't know, I ventured off into that, but that's one of my big problems is, our division. And I believe that we are getting it slowly. So here and there I see that black people seem like they're becoming more united, understanding certain things better, understanding, not to run out there, yell, holler, and scream, get yourself, kicked down or unalived. And I believe we're starting to be made a little more aware of what's really going on. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I believe, hopefully we get the whole of the truth. I think what we're really missing is God. We're chasing after everything but God. No, we chase after everyone else's gods, but the real God, of Israel, the God that we knew all of our lives, and the only one God, because there is no God but one, and we seem to think there is other ones. We let these Gentiles, pull us here and there to other gods, to worshiping our prophet Jesus. Where he didn't want to be worshipped, and I could imagine how he feels. With people praying to him, praising him, crying to him, and he's just, come on. It's just like if you died and everybody start crying and calling out to you, and then you really see the truth of it all. It's scary, the end. Everything. You know who's the true guy. You know the truth, and it's a sad, irritating thing. I would really hate that, because I'm not the type of person that want to be worshipped. All praises is to the Most High, and people's pulling people to Jesus, people's pulling people to Buddha, to all these weird idols. And I know, I just, even in Islam, pulling people to Prophet Muhammad, which I just don't believe is, you shouldn't worship prophets. And yes, I believe in all of the books. I believe in all the books, the truth in every book, because God sent them down, Most High. And, I only claim worshiping the Most High. I only claim in following, the books. And I'm just here to just, help, like, rap talk, just the message from each, all of the truths in every book possible, you know, because the truth is from God. The lies that they put in it, the falsehoods, well, you know, to HELL they go with it, because they corrupted so many people telling lies in all these books, and people is all scattered now, and that was their point, I believe, to make us scattered, to make us not understand and confused for all these years, and then finally in the end now we're starting to remember who we are. We're not all the way awake, but maybe eventually. you know we got a lot of growing to do, Israel, and all these disasters that's happening is really scary to me. It's like nothing that you've ever seen before. All these fiery tornadoes, and at the same time floods, and at the same time storms, and it's all happening at the same time, in the same place, in the same places. It's happening all around the world. Like, that is so crazy. But like I said in the beginning, it's the end. It's the end right now. And Israel, I lost been on my mind. I just want to say, the devil's been trying, he's been on it. He's been on his job trying to attack us. And I know it's not only me, it's everyone out there. And what I mean by that is, the devil is on your straight path. When you're trying to get yourself together, then there he is. Gonna get you off the straight path to tempt you. Because God is not going to tempt you, so it has to be the devil. And he's trying to tempt us to go astray. And, we shouldn't want to slip right now at all. We should want to stay on the straight path. And, the other day I felt like, the devil's really, aiming, fighting, to tempt me away from God. And it's a battle. It's a battle. And just because, you feel weak in the moment, don't mean you have to give in. You keep fighting. You keep resisting, because that's where your strength is going to come in. The more you resist, the more you build strength. It's like exercise and lifting up weights. The more you build strength, the more stronger you are. I just want to say it with that, Israel. Please don't fail. Pray for each other. Pray for me. Pray for my family, because right now I don't want to see nobody to go to HELL. I don't want anybody to go there. I don't want anybody to be left behind, because I want to say I know, but I can't say it, because God is God. So from the signs, I really believe deliverance is coming. And I would just say, humbly, ask God for my forgiveness and your forgiveness, and for all the believers. And I pray for everyone's forgiveness, anyone who's believing and trying to do what's right, And, because right now the devil is trying to tempt you. So don't give in to the temptation. And I'll say it again, don't give in to the temptation. I say it again, even no matter how hard it is, even if it's the hardest, even if you already feel like, you dang near, gave in, or you slipping in, and even if you slipped in, don't go further. Remember what time you're in, remember the blessings of, heaven, and seeing the people that, that you really love, and God being happy with you. It means so much. And remember, your happiness with God is better than any temporary happiness, enjoyment, or fulfillment here. Save it for there. Anything that God, has planned for you, do you want to ruin that with just a moment of sin, a moment of lust, a moment of wicked thoughts, a moment of, contentiousness against your brother, your mother, your father, your family, your friends, ruin that moment with looking at something you shouldn't be looking at, thinking something you shouldn't be thinking, contemplating on things you shouldn't be contemplating on, murder, suicide, whatever it may be. Uh, Sexual thoughts, carnal, whatever it may be. Stealing, lying, arguing, and I'm just naming different things because these are our problem areas. Partying, drugs, drinking, whatever it may be. Guys, we have to quit. And, I'm being calm about it, but it's serious to me. I feel like crying right now because time is really close, and I just want all of us to be safe. But I'm just, strongly warning. The devil's strongest weapons between us, and this is my personal belief of, and it's my personal belief is built on the truth of what we see. Even when I watch things, like I watch movies about us, black people. I watch cartoons about us, black people, whether it was old times or even now. I go on, different social medias and just see, different things about us, drawings about us, art and everything, and music. Why are we turning into, or why have we turned so corrupt? We far from being innocent, than how we were supposed to be. And don't come with that Jesus mess like, oh, we're not innocent and, Christ died for all our sins. That's wash. He's not going to be there to save you. And I'm just already telling you that. Ain't no Jesus going to be there. Don't depend on something that you don't even know is true. And even if you really feel it, you got to actually investigate. Did you see for yourself? Was that true? Did you actually study to show yourself approved like God told you? Or did you just hear words? Everybody is freaking human. So you gotta actually study for yourself, not just, only hear what people say. And what I mean by that is like, see if God said it, see if this is true, see what actually matches up to reality instead of a fantasy, instead of what matches up into your lustful or lower desires, Actually, listen to God. See, is this in the books? This is what God says. And even if it is in there, because they put falsehoods in there, see if it actually aligns what's the truth, because to me the truth, once you know it, it's so clear, and then you can really weed out the lies. And some books helps to solve other mysteries in other books. So what I mean by that, some books are clear on certain things where you can see the truth in other books, and you'll figure that out hopefully. But weed out the lies, actually study, actually see what makes sense. Because some of these things don't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for multiple gods to exist because the world will be in havoc, everything will be in chaos, and there will be no order because they all have different, there's like a bunch of different rulers ruling the same country. It's going to be chaotic, right? Jesus don't make sense because how can a man be God? It just all doesn't make sense. You know, I'm just saying, and then what will be the purpose of, a heaven or a hell if you can just sin and then ask for forgiveness and then all is forgiven? Everything happens for a reason. If you get punished on this earth, then what do you expect when you die? What will be the point, of you feeling pain, of going through any suffering or hardship if it wasn't for a reason? Like, what is life for if it's not for a purpose? Don't just like, what is life for? Like, what is the point of smiling and being good and nice to people if there is no purpose behind it? I mean, just to be kind, but then there is nothing in it. You just be kind and then you die and then you turn into nothing and that's it. That's the rest of your life, the end. I mean, come on. Your life is more than just a video game, guys. And you can't even start over like a video game. You only got this chance and you're going forward to whatever your destiny and your fate is. And whether that's heaven or hell. So I'm just saying, guys, you know, please just hear me out. Please don't go astray right now. Please don't fall into lust. Please don't listen to temptation. It's going to really pull you. It's going to feel like you. It's going to be strong urges and desires. Don't fall for it, please. And this is just my warning, my sincere advice. Just please, just hold on. Be patient. Wait, because God is coming with a bigger and better blessing. Don't fall for what the devil's giving you. It's not worth it. Once you do it, you're going to really feel it. Feel it. It wasn't worth it. So just don't. And I just want to say, me and my family's been holding hands every night and really praying for what we need. I know life's been stressful and hard. not just for us, but it's even harder for, a lot of people out there, more harder than for us. And I just want to say, if you got family, if you got, a group of believers to hold hands and pray with, or pray with at all, or even if it's just you and your kid, you and your dad, you and your brother, you and your sister, you and your aunt, whoever it may be, whoever, believes or even wants to enjoy. But just, even if it's just you alone, though, just sit down and just pray. And I just want to suggest, you don't have to take it, you don't even have to listen to this video. But because I know how, some of us are, we don't want to listen to it. It gets long and boring, I know. And also, men don't respect to listen to women. I understand. Well, you should respect the word of God. And anybody just trying to give a good reminder, because you never know if it's for you. If you get that weird feeling inside of you, maybe it was for you. Maybe it's something hidden home because it needed to. And what I'm just saying is just hold hands and just pray. Ask for forgiveness for all of your sins. Be humble like the people of Nineveh. You ain't got the ashes. But, if you just could wear sackcloth, and what I mean by that, just not your best clothing. Not something that you want to brag and boast in. Take off all your jewelry and everything and just take a moment out just to really pray hard to God. And just stop flashing yourself around. Just, be humble. Do something nice for people. A lot of people don't like the homeless or don't respect them, but they're people too. They're people with dreams just like us. They're people who really need and want and don't want to be in that situation. And yeah, it really bothers me. I try not to get emotional, but I don't like how they're treated. I don't like how orphans are treated. I don't like how people with disabilities are treated. Like they're trash. Like they don't matter. People abuse, and I guess because, we watched some of that recently. The people abuse, disabled children with, autism and stuff like that. And it's not their fault, for how they were created. And I'm not saying that, it's God's fault. No, it's not a fault. It's just people just see, the wrong things. People just view things as the wrong way instead of looking at it as an opportunity to be a good person, to be good. Maybe God makes people this way as an opportunity for you to help. How else would you give in charity if there weren't nobody? If everybody was rich and well off, what would be the point of giving in charity? If everybody was well and healthy, what would be the point in taking care of people or doing anything, doctoring on people? What's the point of having all these skills if everything was just fine and perfect? God made it all for a reason, and I'm not trying to babble, but hey, we just gotta have respect for each other. People, somebody, and I just really dream one day that I'd be able to just make something, for the homeless, make people with disabilities, autism, cancer, whatever it may be, feel loved and considered. Even when we go to stores and stuff like that, I see, people looking like already on the defense, like you're gonna make fun of someone. Like if I see, a person or something I have like with a disability or, autism, they're special, then I already see, the parent or the guardian, I don't know if it be their brother or their sister or whoever, but, already on the defense. Like, okay, don't look at them, don't make fun of them. And me, sometimes I'm just looking because I just feel like, okay, well, I see, I see more like the beauty in it instead of what people see, like the wickedness in it. I see more like, I wish, I can take care of these people. I wish that, I hope this person knows that they're loved. I hope this, they're treating this person good. And I hope no one's looking at them with judgments because I don't. I know that it's hard and it's a battle. It's their battle. No one has to, blame them or hurt them because of what they're going through. But yeah, getting emotional. Sorry, I'm getting started. Yeah. So that's one of the things I've been thinking about. And another thing is, let's see. Um, oh, here's one thing, we all talk about, uh, myself and the Mother Rap actually mentioned herself recently and talked about more than once, is I'm really grateful. I don't think I have to say the people name, but people know who's the giving people, on this channel. That was really nice and giving. And I mean, you'll just give whenever, however, even if you don't have it. I know you got your own bills to pay. I know you got your own lights to keep on, your own family. But god dang, you are a nice person. You guys are nice people. And man, I want to name the person, but I don't want to ruin their blessing. They know who they are. And I mean, everyone who does it, because there's more than one. And I keep saying that person, more than one. Don't get me wrong, but there's one particular person that my heart, feel like, you know, me and my family, mother rep, just feel like we really just want to repay all of you guys back. And you know who you are. That just gives, out of the whim, you really been really helpful to us. Like, you don't understand, because I could picture it. Like, you can't see what's happening over here, or when, you send things, but my God. I just pray that God blesses all of you guys, though, and blesses you. You may not even know who you are, but we do, and we appreciate you. And I just pray that, everything's going well with y'all. I struggle, I don't really make much of this and that, but, I do. And just like Mother Rap and all of us, whenever we can, I really just want a big day to where we just, give y'all some of that type of love back. And I mean, like, charity again, giving you guys, well, what y'all gave us. You know, I really would really love to do that. And there's a lot of people that I particularly would like to help. But, God is going to give us a time and place for that. And I'm grateful for those who can, and they do, And that is just so nice. Because a lot of people are just not so nice in the world anymore. I also wanted to say, with everything that's going on in the news and stuff, it is. There's like I was, starting to talk about earlier. I think I went off into a tantrum or something, but it is to provoke us black people. And I just want to let y'all know that. It's to provoke us. I believe, they're trying to get us out there to act a fool. And I just want to tell you guys, don't. If something is coming over you, to just stay calm, then maybe it is time to just wait on the Lord. And that's the feeling I've been getting for some days now. Every time I ask God for a sign, I feel like a bunch of stuff is happening. I feel like our enemies is attacking us way more often than usual. Something just keeps telling me to wait. Just shut up and wait. I'm not saying that God is saying that, but when I just turn to him praying, like, okay, God, what do we do? Like, give me a sign. I just feel that feeling, and usually that feeling ain't wrong. But the feeling of, wait, something is coming. That's what I feel like, wait, something is coming. It's real. And that's what I wanted to tell y'all. Something good is coming. I really, really feel it. And it's like, it's not just for me and my family, it's worldwide. That's what I feel. I feel like something like destruction is coming. I really feel that now. And it's going to be terrible, awful, and ugly. And when I mean ugly, just keep in mind it's going to be ugly. But then I feel like something beautiful. And I just want to tell you guys, just really try to prepare for that. The only way you can prepare is don't sin right now. Stay strong, Israel. Keep your thoughts clear. And I'm just speaking from my heart. And I mean, I want to just express a lot more, but this video is super long now. But I just wanted to say, just don't think nothing wrong. Don't do nothing wrong. Don't let nobody fool you into anything, even if it's yourself thinking to your own self. God sees your thoughts. And I just want to say that, Israel. God sees what you're thinking, what you're imagining, and anything that you're doing. God sees you when you're by yourself at night. When everyone's asleep, when everyone's not around. God sees what you're doing. And I just want to say, Israel, don't do anything wrong, okay? Open our secret. Don't. Because God sees your secrets and God knows them, and then God is going to confront you, and you don't want to be caught up in doing anything wrong, and then God comes and gets you, do you? So don't be caught off guard, because during doing anything wrong or bad or thinking anything you shouldn't be thinking, imagining or doing anything you shouldn't be doing, God is going to call you to account. And I don't know why. Or God sends inspiration. But God knows best. But I'm just saying, it just comes over me right now to just tell everybody that, I even shared it with my family, these thoughts. Just don't do nothing right now. Keep prayed up, because you need prayer. And so that tells me you need to And I believe it's a spirit because I don't think no devil would tell me that or evil spirit to pray. I mean, why? You gotta make sense of everything. So something is just coming to me, and I don't think it's myself because I'm just some human. Like I believe all good is from God. That's what I'm trying to say. But I ramble on a lot, but I'm just talking from my mind. So I'm just saying, really pray, get on your knees and be sincere. Ask God for forgiveness. Ask God for help. If you ain't got nobody to pray with, you can pray with me. And I'm just gonna say a prayer on here. I know it's not funny, but I'm just gonna say a prayer on here with you. If you want to just say, share in a prayer. Um, dear God, um, dear God, thank you for everything that you have done for us. Please forgive us, all of us as believers in the whole, for our sins, anything that we're doing now. And please bless us to get on a straight path. Please strengthen us because we need your strength and we only get our strength from you. Please protect us because we need your protection from our enemies. And please, keep us guided on a straight path and don't let us go astray in any way. And please, keep our minds focused on you. Please let us keep you in remembrance because the greatest thing is the remembrance of you, God. I love you, and please, thank you for everything that you have done for all of us. And I'm sorry, and please forgive me for forgive me and my family and the believers for any of our ingratitude, selfishness, arrogance, and anything wrong that we ever done. Anyone that's going through any struggling, suffering, and you know what they're going through and what they need, I pray you give them the help they need. I pray you help them get off their feet and that anyone who, of us believers who's homeless or going through it or feel unloved, orphans, anyone, I pray that, all of us, anyone with disabilities, all of us in a whole, that you let us feel loved by you and you, give us a roof over our heads, something to eat and water, and please bless us, to gain more knowledge in you and not chase after these other gods. And, you know, for us to come together as Israel, for us to make it. I love you, God, and please forgive me. And please forgive everyone who sinned recently and even before. Please forgive us for our past, and please don't let us stay in it. Please forgive us for anything we shouldn't be looking at. And please forgive us for any of our thoughts that we shouldn't be thinking. Any of our actions we shouldn't have been doing. Anything that we said that we shouldn't have said. Any way we looked that we shouldn't have looked, because, as you said, all of these things are going to be called to account. I love you, God. And please forgive us and have mercy and grace on us. Please save us from fire. Please bless us to make it into your paradise, your kingdom. Please rain and bestow on us your blessings, God. I'm sorry, sincerely, on my knees, and in my mind and in my spirit, to you. Just praying this. Please forgive me. I beg for your forgiveness and have mercy on me. I love you, God. Amen.